Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we dive deep into the financial world. And today we're about to uncover some fascinating moves from Jaguar Health Incorporated. Get ready for some shareholder surprises. Before we jump in, if you love getting these insider looks at company filings, make sure you are subscribed. And if you want to connect with other like-minded investors, a link to our Discord community is in the description below. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Jaguar Health Incorporated just dropped a current report detailing a special meeting of their stockholders. Now this might sound a bit dry, but sometimes these meetings are where the real action happens for a company and its investors. They voted on 3 key proposals and the results are now public. They've essentially given the green light to some important financial maneuvers. So what exactly did they vote on? It really comes down to approving certain share issuances. Think of it like the company saying, hey, we need to issue more stock to raise money or to meet certain obligations, and they needed their shareholders to sign off on it. Specifically, they were voting on approving the issuance of common stock that comes from the exchange or redemption of their Series N preferred stock. This is basically allowing them to convert one type of ownership into another. Then they moved on to approving shares that will be issued as part of a private investment in public equity or PIPE deal. This is a common way for companies to get quick funding from institutional investors. They are also issuing a pre-funded warrant alongside these shares, which is essentially a promise to sell more shares at a fixed price later. Both of these proposals were approved by the stockholders. The third proposal was a bit of a safety net. It was to approve any necessary adjournments of the meeting if there weren't enough votes initially to pass the first 2 proposals. Thankfully, they didn't need to use this one as the first 2 proposals got the votes they needed. Now let's talk numbers for the first proposal to approve the Series N preferred stock issuance. We saw 1,032,716 votes in favour. That is a strong showing of support from their shareholders, indicating they are comfortable with this particular share issuance. Moving on to the second proposal, which was about the new PIPE securities, that is where we see a much larger number of votes in favour at 2049724. This is a significant endorsement from the shareholders for this new funding arrangement. It shows a lot of confidence in the company's strategic use of this capital. And for the third proposal to approve any adjournment, which as we mentioned wasn't needed but still needed a vote, there were 2058277 votes in favour. Again, this clearly shows shareholders were on board with the process, even if it meant a potential delay, though they ultimately did not need one. So what does this all mean for Jaguar Health Incorporated? Essentially, they have secured the shareholder approvals needed to move forward with these key financial activities. This likely means they are raising funds through the issuance of common stock and potentially other financial instruments. This is often done to fuel growth research and development or to shore up their financial position. From a shareholder's perspective, seeing these kinds of approvals can be a positive sign. It means the company is actively managing its capital structure and pursuing opportunities. However, it also means more shares are entering the market, which can dilute the value of existing shares if the company does not grow its earnings proportionally. It is a delicate balance. The context here is that Jaguar Health Incorporated is in the biopharmaceutical space, and these kinds of funding rounds are quite common for companies in this sector, as clinical trials and product development are very capital intensive. What we've seen here is a successful navigation of a critical shareholder vote which clears the path for their strategic financial plans. Now, looking at these results more broadly, while we don't have comparative financial statements in this specific filing, the strong approval across all proposals suggests management has strong backing from its shareholders currently. The success of these votes points to a belief by investors that the proposed use of funds will ultimately benefit the company's future prospects. However, as always with growth-oriented companies, the real test will be in how effectively they deploy this capital and how that translates into tangible business results and profitability in the coming quarters and years. Alright, that is our breakdown of this Jaguar Health Incorporated filing. What is your take on these shareholder decisions and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.